Forgetfulness. Biblical wisdom for today's lesson. It was there at Gilgal that Joshua piled up the 12 stones taken from the Jordan River. Then Joshua said to the Israelites, "In the future your children will ask, 'What do these stones mean?' Then you can tell them, 'This is where the Israelites crossed the Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the river right before your eyes, and he kept it dry until you were all across, just as he did at the Red Sea when he dried it up until we had all crossed over. He did this so all the nations of the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful, and so you might fear the Lord your God forever." Joshua 4 verses 20 to 24. The Israelites did evil in the Lord's sight. They forgot about the Lord their God, and they served the images of Baal and the Asherah poles. Judges 3 verse 7. They forgot the Lord their God, who had rescued them from all their enemies surrounding them. Judges 8 verse 34. They forgot what he had done, the great wonders he had shown them. Psalm 78 verse 11. Remember how the Lord your God led you through the wilderness for these 40 years, humbling you and testing you to prove your character and to find out whether or not you would obey his commands. Remember the Lord your God. He is the one who gives you power to be successful in order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed to your ancestors with an oath. Deuteronomy 8 verses 2 and 18. I will bring honor to your name in every generation. Therefore the nations will praise you forever and ever. Psalms 45 verse 17. Why was it so important to remember the mighty deeds of the Lord? Notice the change in person in Joshua 4 verse 23. The waters of the Jordan are referred to as having been dried up before you, that is, before all the Israelites who have just crossed the Jordan. In contrast, the Red Sea is said to have been dried up before us, those who were still present from the first generation and who experienced the Exodus. The two events experienced by two different generations were similar in significance, which enabled the second generation, through the testimony of their parents, to rediscover the same meaning of the Jordan crossing for themselves. Generally, we perceive forgetfulness as a normal trait of all human beings. However, forgetfulness in the spiritual sense can lead to serious consequences. Even today, if we want to maintain our identity as a people with a peculiar calling and mission, we will have to create occasions for refreshing both our individual and corporate spiritual memory in order to keep in focus where we are coming from, who we are, and what we are here for. And gave thanks to God for it. Then he broke it in pieces and said, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, he took the cup of wine after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant between God and his people, an agreement confirmed with my blood. Do this in remembrance of me as often as you drink it." 1 Corinthians 11 verses 24 and 25. But when the Father sends the advocate as my representative, that is the Holy Spirit, he will teach you everything and will remind you of everything I have told you. John 14 verse 26. Why must we always remember what Christ did for us? What else really matters without it? Without constantly guiding ourselves in the light of God's past acts and revelation, we will surely lose the motivation to carry out our mission in the future. We have nothing to fear for the future, except as we shall forget the way the Lord has led us and his teaching in our past history. Though it is important to remember the past and how the Lord has worked in your life, why must you day by day have an experience with him and the reality of his love and presence now?